PaperCrafts, and today I'm going to be doing some more paper sorting, and I'm super excited because I've been trying to work on this layout. This is my last layout for a mini kit Monday, and I'll just kind of show y'all what I got so far. But I was working on this layout and trying to work on putting my embellishments on there, and I had these little suitcases and I had 3 of them. I had a pink one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And I have lost the yellow suitcase somewhere in my craft room and I can't find it anywhere. And I have spent hours looking for it and I'm so frustrated. I wanted to kind of do an embellishment cluster with the different colors. And so I just, I just got stuck with this layout because I couldn't find that little yellow suitcase. And I got frustrated with it, so I just kind of set it aside. And my craft room right now is a mess. I have been working on various different organization projects and not getting very much accomplished at all. I just feel like I've been making messes all over my craft room, and I've just been kind of in a funk the past couple of weeks. As I make more and more of a mess in my craft room, it just makes me not want to come in here. And then after I tried to do some layouts, and I kept running into problems not being able to find things, and I just feel like I'm a disorganized mess right now. But anyway, so whenever I'm kind of feeling down, I like to just look at paper. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll make some more progress with sorting through my paper. And so I pulled a stack of paper and I happened to find this paper, and I was super excited because this is the paper from the Paige Evans Horizon collection. And here is my little yellow suitcase, and there's actually 2 of them. And so I could go ahead and cut these out and finish my layout. So I'm so excited. So it made me really, really happy to find this paper in my stash. And I didn't even remember that I had it. So I think I did. I'm not really even sure where I got this from, but I had pulled out all of the stack of paper out of my bin where I keep paper by manufacturer and collection. And so when I went to look to see if I had any more paper from this Paige Evans Horizon collection, I couldn't find it because it was in a stack on my table, and I didn't realize that that's where it had went. So I want to try to finish this project that I've been working on, which is sorting through this paper and kind of recategorizing some of it into categories. And I have 2 other videos that I did on my channel. I have the part 1 and part 2, so this will be part 3 of my paper sorting. And so let's go ahead and just get started with this, and we'll just see if we can make it through this pile. I have a stack, and this is mostly, I think this is some Paige Evans, it's some Pink Fresh Studio, and some crepe paper, and just kind of a mix of different manufacturers here. And I'm going to go ahead and move this over here out of the way. Now I usually do sort using a sorting box, and I'll show you the box, and you can see what that looks like. Okay. All right. So here is my paper sorting box that I usually use when I'm sorting through my paper. And I had these Dollar Tree chopping mats in here. And one of the things I had started to do was I started turning those into tabs, and I just use a template and cut it with my scissors, but it'll make it a little bit easier. And you can see here that I have the first couple of categories here. It'll make it easier to flip through these categories, because right now the other ones I haven't done yet, they look like this, and it's a little bit hard to see the dividers because it's just straight across. There's no tab on this. And so that's one of the projects that I want to try to finish, is turning all of these Dollar Tree chopping mats into dividers. And I haven't finished that yet either. It's kind of interesting sometimes when you, I don't know, this happens to me. Sometimes I want to do things, but I don't have a lot of energy and a lot of get up and go. And so I kind of get started with something, and then I'll spend maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes doing it, and then I give up. So that's kind of been my state of mind the last few weeks, and I'm just getting really tired of being at home by myself. I think, and it's kind of getting to me. So I'm sure hoping that I'm going to get to go out soon. I've been thinking about wanting to go places, but I keep thinking, well, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I live in Louisiana and we still have quite a few cases of coronavirus here. And I thought maybe I'd wait till maybe the end of May, you know, beginning of June, and kind of see where we are, and then maybe I can venture out into the world again. All right. Oh, this is heavy. Yeah, I actually do have a lung condition. I have, I don't know if I can pronounce this correctly, but it's bronchiectasis or bronchiectasis. I'm not exactly sure of the pronunciation, but basically what it is lung damage where you have holes in your lungs. And so one of my lungs is damaged. So I have to be very careful about getting sick. And so that's one of the reasons why I've been being overly cautious and just staying at home. Okay, so let's see, what else that I wanted to mention. I am working on a lot of different organization projects. I'm doing some organization with my punches, and I do want to share that with you guys, and I'm trying to figure out how to actually do a video on that. I might just do an organize with me video sometime this week or next week with my punches, because I've been working on that for a while, and I haven't, you know, been able to get it finished. So maybe I should just do an organize with me video on that one. But I also have been working on several different Cricut tutorial videos, but I've been kind of struggling with that as well. And so Cricut has changed quite a few things about how their application works, the Cricut Design Space, and also their website. And so every time I go and I share something in the video and I talk about it, and then I go back and I find out that what I'm saying is not correct. And so I have to redo it. So I don't want to share information with you guys that is not right. And so I'm just going to have to spend a little bit more time learning all the different things that they change so that I can make sure that I give y'all good information. But I am working on some more Cricut tutorial videos. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this paper sorting. And I'm going to do like I did last time, which is I'm just going to go through each paper and then say what category I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to go back and put it into my sorting box later. That seems to work a little bit better, and having that big sorting box up here, it's really difficult to do that if it's not sitting in front of me, and if it's sitting in front of me, then you don't have a view of the paper that I'm sharing with you. So, okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to scooch this over here, and I'm going to put the papers over here as we talk about each one. Okay, so this first paper is from Pink Paisley Paige Evans Horizon Collection, and I am going to be cutting this up to use on my layout, and I'm so excited. Y'all don't even know how excited I was when I found this paper, because I was really depressed that I lost my suitcase. And I had this idea for this layout where I was going to put like different embellishments, like the same color in the part of the layout, because it's like a rainbow layout, and I really wanted that yellow suitcase on there, so I'm really happy. And now I have even more because I have all these other ones that wasn't part of the ephemera die pack that I have. Okay, so I'm going to set that over here because I don't want to lose it. All right, so this one is also Pink Paisley, and this is from the Confetti Wishes collection, and this is really cute. It's a birthday celebration themed paper, and I bought it for the cut apart, but it's also themed because it's birthday. I have a scrap rack, and I have birthday and celebration related items in my scrap rack, so this will go in the scrap rack. And I'll probably going to I have a place in my sorting box for scrap rack, and I just put everything that I'm going to sort by themes in there. So in my scrap rack, I keep things like themes that are like pets and birthday celebration, travel, and just anything that's theme specific. And then I also keep things that are seasons of the year, so things like 4th of July or Valentine's Day or anything that's around the calendar year, I keep in there. And so that's what I use my scrap rack for. Because really the scrap rack is, I think it really is a good tool to have in your craft room if you have things that you want to be able to put your hands on, like an individual piece of paper. It makes it really difficult to store this kind of stuff in Yeah, if you just have it in a big pile, then you have to search through it. And with the scrap rack and having the dividers there, I can just go right to the part of my scrap rack that has celebrations and birthdays and see all of the paper and embellishments I have for that category. And so I just love using the scrap rack for those types of, you know, papers and embellishments in my craft room. Okay, and on the other side is this stripe, but I am going to be using it for the birthday celebration cut aparts. And that's that one. Okay, so up next is this paper from Paige Evans. It's from the Pick Me Up collection, and I did have 2 of these. So this is more paper that I picked up from scrapbookingforless.com. And if y'all haven't shopped at that site before, it's an online store that sells scrapbooking supplies. And they sell all of their loose paper like this. You can get 2 sheets for $1.20, or you can get one cut apart, which is this one, for 65 cents. And so that's where I got some of this paper. So a lot of times, I don't know if I would have necessarily bought 2 of these if I was buying them from someplace like scrapbook.com or a Cherry on Top or other places that sell the individual sheets of paper. But I think it's a really good deal getting it from Scrapbooking for Less. And I do love this paper. I did a layout just recently where I used a hexagon punch, and I just punched with the hexagon punch all of the little squares. So it's really a really cool paper to use if you're going to, you could use circles or hexagons or squares, and I love using this type of a paper with a punch. And so I'm probably going to put this into my cut aparts, because that's probably where I would look for it if I was looking to do a layout with a punch. I'll put it under cut aparts. And the opposite side of this paper is this floral. And I like it okay, but I really love this one with all of the different squares. So I'm going to put both of these under cut aparts. Okay, this next paper is also from Paige Evans. And what collection is this one from? This does not say. That's interesting. It doesn't say what collection it's from, and I can't remember, but it's a Paige Evans paper. This is paper number 12. And it looks like it might go with this paper. Oh, that's going to bug me now because I don't know. It might be Turn the Page, maybe? I'm not sure. That's really strange that they don't have it listed on there. Maybe I'll have to find that out and put it on the screen somewhere here. But this is really cute. This is, I just have one of these, I think. This paper is not in any kind of order. It is just really disorganized right now. And I'm going to say, I think I only have one of this piece. And it's really cute. I love how it's got these strips. And it's got this hearts on the back. And I like that too. That's really cute. But you know, this paper would be really fun to cut apart into strips and then layer back onto my layout. And it'd be really cool to do a layout where you just cut all this up and then maybe roughed up the edges and then layered it back onto like a white cardstock. That'd be really pretty. So I'm going to put this with my cut aparts. And yeah, that'll be good. Okay, this next one also from Paige Evans. It doesn't say what collection this one's from either. And on the back is this really cute yellow paper with plus signs. And on this side is the little squares. And I have 2 sheets of this one as well. And I'll put these with my cut aparts too. This is really pretty. I love the colors in this collection, but I don't remember what the name of it is. It's really unusual not to see the name of the collection on the paper. That's really kind of crazy. Okay, so that's going to go under my cut aparts. Okay, up next is this paper from Paige Evans, Pick Me Up. And this one is a geometric print with the triangles, and on the back is this dusty color pink with white polka dots. I'm not really loving this color too much. It looks kind of washed out to me. It's interesting too because it does have the color in this paper here, But this is such a fun, vibrant, colorful paper, and this doesn't seem like it goes to me. I don't know. But I love this one here, and so I think I'm going to put these under geometrics, where I have all the other papers that I have, like triangles and geometric shapes. So I'll put both of those sheets of paper under that. Okay, so this next paper is also from Paige Evans, and it's from the Whimsical collection. And on this side is this really pretty floral. It's like an off-white flower on a blue background. And on the other side is this paper with the words. And it's a really pretty teal. I love this color. And I have a category for words and text, paper that has words and text on it. So I think I'm going to put one sheet under that, and then the other one is going to go under floral. Because I love this too. I like both sides of this paper, and this is really, really cute. Okay, next up we have a paper from Simple Stories, and this paper is from the Cheers, either 2018 or Cheers. I'm not sure the collection, which one is the paper name, but it's a New Year's paper, and on the back is this one with the words that has different things like Countdown and Party and Rockin' Midnight, and this is going to go with my New Year's celebration paper because that's what I purchased this for. And I really think I love both sides of this paper, and I have some pictures from New Year's Eve that I wanted to scrapbook, which is why I purchased this particular paper. And so it's going to go under my scrap rack under New Year's Eve. Okay, this next paper is from Crepe Paper, and it is part of the Oasis collection. And I just love this. This is really cute. It's like these circles, but they have lines running through them. Let me see if I can bring this up closer to the camera so y'all can see it. Isn't that pretty? I love that. It'd be kind of cool to punch those circles out with a circle punch. And on the back of the paper is, it's kind of like a purpley blue color background with these little pink triangles. And I really love this paper with the circles. So I think I'm going to put this under polka dots. It's really big dots, but it's still a polka dot paper. Okay, next up is a paper also from Crepe Paper Oasis. And I love this floral. That's just gorgeous. So this is definitely going to go under my floral papers. And on the back is this one that has the word weekend, and that's just okay. I don't think I would use that. So I'm definitely going to be putting this one under floral. And I just love that paper. This is the most gorgeous floral. Okay, so this next paper is a paper from the Paige Evans Whimsical collection. And it's a really pretty floral on this side, and then a tone-on-tone pink with these plus signs. And I think I'm going to go with the floral. Okay, and then this next one is from Paige Evans Whimsical as well. And this is really cute. It's got all these little cut aparts and tags. But I already have one of these that I already cut apart. And so I don't think I need to have another one. What's on the back of this one? So that's really pretty. It's like a pink paper that has a geometric print on it. And it's a very subtle pattern. So I think I might put this with my pink, because that would be really good if I was looking for a paper that had a, a color that was just a pink. The pattern is very muted, so it wouldn't, it would give a little bit of texture to the layout, but it wouldn't, make the layout more busy because the pattern is very subtle. So I think I'll put that with my pinks. Okay, this next paper is also from Paige Evans, and it's this gorgeous rainbow. Oh, I love this paper. And this is from the Horizon collection. And I've purchased several more sheets of this paper because I really have a lot of different ideas of how to use this paper. And this is the one that I'm using for this layout that I shared with y'all a minute ago. This paper right here is the paper I used to create my background. And you can kind of see the effect that it had there. But I created this overlay with my Cricut and put that on top of the paper. And I have some ideas for other things I want to try to do with this paper. I think it'd be really fun to cut all these little triangles out and to do something with that. So I bought some more pieces of this paper. So I just really love it. So this paper is going to go in my rainbow category. I have a category called rainbow where I put papers like this that have all the colors of the rainbow, because I think it's really fun if you have a layout where you want to do something with a lot of color, to do a rainbow layout. And so I have a category called rainbow just for these types of papers. Okay, so this next paper is from Pink Paisley, and it's from the Indigo and Ivy collection. And I just think that this is the most gorgeous collection. And I don't have a lot of this paper, but I am planning to keep it together as a collection. So I'm going to be sorting it into by manufacturer and collection. And I do have some ephemera and some other things to go with this paper. I don't have much of this paper, but what I do have, I'm going to be keeping it together. I think it's very distinct, and it would be something I'd probably use together, and so that's why I'm going to keep it together. And so this paper is paper number 9, and I could see using this as a background. That is just so pretty. It's such a soft look to this paper. And then on the other side is this really pretty floral. It almost has a texture look to it, like it's fabric. See if I can get it up closer so y'all can see it. But it's really, really pretty. Very soft colors. So I'm going to be leaving this as a collection. So that's going to be that one. And then there's this one right here, which is also from the same collection. This is just gorgeous. It's a wood grain, but it's in all these really pretty blues. And on the other side is this navy blue floral. Isn't that just the most gorgeous paper? I just love that. Okay, and so also from the Indigo and Ivy collection is this paper here. And it's like a chevron with all of these different blues and greens and grays. And then on the back of this one are these cut-aparts. And I just love this collection. I just think it is really pretty. Okay, so we're going to be keeping that together. Okay, so I'll show y'all when I have a collection that I keep in my flip bins with the rest of my paper. I usually put it in the page protector, and I cut the holes off. So the page protector might look like this. And I'll just cut this part over here off, and then I just have this part here, and I can fit up to about usually 15 to 20 pieces of paper in each one of these page protectors. And so I'm just going to take these 3 pieces of paper, and if I find any more, I can just go ahead and add it in here. But it's a good way to keep the paper together so that I know that it's part of a collection, but I can still see it. And you know, I usually put a piece on the top that I know for sure when I look at that, I'll know exactly what that collection is from. Sometimes I'll just take my label maker and put a label here, or I can turn the paper upside down so that the name of the collection is at the top. But it's just a way to keep the paper together. And then as you use these page protectors, if I had like 16 or 20 pieces of paper in here, the first time you put the paper in there, it's a little snug. But as it gets stored in there, it kind of stretches it out a little bit, and it gets easier and easier to put the paper and to take it in and out. So I love using these, and I get my page protectors from scrapbook.com. I like the scrapbook.com brand, and they also sell the We Are Memory Keepers. And both of those brands are super heavy duty page protectors, and they're really nice. You can fit a lot of paper in each one of those page protectors. I have some cheaper page protectors, and those I can only fit a couple pieces of paper in, so it does matter what page protectors you buy, and I definitely recommend getting the ones from scrapbook.com, and I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested in getting some of those page protectors. Okay, the next one that we have here is from Pink Paisley, and it's from a collection called Cedar Lane, and I picked this paper up at a crop. There was somebody there that was selling a whole bunch of paper, and I think it was 25 cents a sheet. So I have quite a few here, and I love the color green on the back, which is why I picked these up. But this is also pretty on this side as well. I might go ahead and put one under words, but I like the green side so much better, so I'm probably going to put 2 of these under the color category green. So I do keep some of my paper organized and sorted by color, some by manufacturer and collection, some by themes, and then I'm making these new categories, which are things like geometrics, polka dots, chevrons, wood grains, backgrounds, cut aparts, and just kind of those types of collections and or those types of categories, and just trying to have my paper stored in different ways in my craft room. So that way when I need to have a paper that's a wood grain or a plaid or polka dot, I can go right to that category and find some of that paper. Okay, this next one is from the Pink Paisley Memorandum Collection. And it's a really pretty floral on one side, and on this side is a purple or lavender pattern with some triangles. And I really love this floral, so I think I'm going to do the floral. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but in this floral, it has kind of like a print in the background and kind of has some texture to it, and I think that's really cool looking. So I like this paper a lot, so I'm going to go with that. Now I see I have another piece of this paper from the Cedar Lane collection, and I'm going to put that one under green as well. I love this color of green. It's like a yellow green, and that's super pretty. So that's going to go under green. Okay, so this one will go under floral. And then up next is another paper from Memorandum. And on this side is these kind of cut aparts on this side. And they kind of look like Rolodex cards. These are really cute. And on this side it has these polka dots. I think I'm going to go with this side and put it under cut aparts. Those are super cute. Okay, so cut aparts. So I have a whole bunch of paper from this collection, from the Memorandum collection, but I don't have any ephemera or die cuts or anything that goes with this collection. So it doesn't really make sense to me to store it by collection anymore. And I've kind of been, you know, thinking about maybe breaking some of this up and not having it so much by manufacturer, but having some of it in categories. And so I want to keep the things by manufacturer collection when I think I would use them together, and also if I have a lot of other things that go with that collection. So in this case, I don't really have anything else but a bunch of paper. So this really cute polka dot on one side, and then this geometric chevron pattern. So I think I'll put one under chevron and one of these under polka dots. That'd be cute. Okay, up next is this paper that has all these clipboards on it. And then on the back of this one is a red and white polka dot. So I could cut these out, but I don't know if I would use that as a as an embellishment. It's cute, but I really think I like the other side better. I think I would use this one more, and that's really cute. So I'm going to put this under polka dots. Okay, this next piece is actually from a paper pad, and I can tell that because the back of it is white and it has that strip up here instead of the branding strip. And I'm going to put this under grids and ledgers. That's a category that I have. And that's really pretty. It's like a ledger, but it has this text going through it. It's kind of faint looking, but you can still see it. It's really cool. Okay, then we have another paper that has the clipboards, and then the polka dots on the back. I still don't think I would use this side. I really don't. I don't care for this at all. I can't see myself using it, and I don't even see myself cutting it apart. I guess I could cut apart like these two titles, but I don't really like it enough to use it as a cut apart. So I think I'm going to put this one under red. Since I have one under polka dot, I can put the other one under my red category. Okay, here's another one that has the Rolodex cards, and on the back of that one was this polka dot. And I really like this. I could see myself using this quite a bit, so I might put this one under cut aparts as well, and I'm just going to stick it over here with the other paper that I have there. Okay, so this is my favorite paper from this collection, and this is these little tags, and I have used these in so many layouts. I think I had 2 or 3 sheets of this, and I have one that I have cut apart and stored in a CD sleeve with my ephemera. And that is so cute. I love this, the tags. But this is really pretty on the back too with the postcards, and it's kind of got ledgers and different things. But I really think I would use it for this, and I'm going to put it under my cut aparts. It's really good to have things like this to use in your clusters. It really is a good base for your clusters to use these things like these tags or labels. I guess they're called labels. Okay, up next is another paper from the memorandum collection, and I have two of these. And that's really cool looking. It's like these border strips. Not really border strips, but just like strips of all different papers. And on the back is a stripe. So I think I'm going to, definitely going to put one under stripes because I love the stripe. I think this paper is really cool, and I'm trying to think of how I would use this. I could use it as a background, but it's very busy. It would be kind of cool to cut it apart, and so I think I'm going to put it with my cut aparts, and I have a special category called borders, or border strips. I'm going to put it with those papers, and that'd be kind of cool, so I think I'm going to do that. Okay, here's another paper, and this is from the paper pad, and the back of this paper is white, and so I just have this polka dots. I think I'm going to put that under polka dots. Here's another paper from the paper pad, and this one is a green chevron or geometric pattern. So I think I might put this with my geometrics. Okay, here is another paper that is a floral on one side, and then on the other side is this really pretty purple. And I want to show y'all, this is a paper from the paper pad, and then this is the paper that is the double-sided paper. And it's interesting sometimes when you get paper from a paper pad, and you also have the heavier paper that comes that's sold in a single sheet, how much more vibrant the colors are. And so sometimes you get the pattern and you get more paper in a paper pad, but the quality of the paper that they sell individually is usually a lot better. And you can really see that here with how much more vibrant this paper is. Now this paper does not have a backside, and so I probably will use this for the floral. And then I have this one which has a floral on one side and this purple on the other side. And I think I already had one of these. Let me see. I'm pretty sure yeah, I did. I had one of these already that I put with the florals. So I'm going to put both of these with florals, and I think I'll put this one on the back with my purple. Okay, because I really think that this would be a good one if I was looking for a purple paper. It would be a good one to use because the pattern is really muted. It's like a tone-on-tone, more of a muted pattern. So I think I'll put that with purple. Okay, up next is a paper from My Mind's Eye called The Sweetest Thing. And this is a polka dot on one side, and the other side is this paper here. Now I've already used this paper, and I did a layout where I cut this piece out and layered it on top of another paper. And so I'm not really sure I would use this again. It's really cute. I think I'm going to use it for the polka dot, and I'm going to store it with my polka dot paper. Okay, this one is from Pink Paisley's memorandum as well, and it's all these triangles on one side, and the other side is this blue paper with the white plus signs. You know, I think in my paper sorting video number 2, I came across quite a few papers that had these plus signs, and I almost want to create a category for that, but yeah, I don't know if I would actually look for a paper with plus signs, but it's a pattern that you see quite a bit. But I think that I probably would use this side more. It's more colorful, and it would be really cute to use like strips of it on a layout. I don't know if I'd use that whole paper on one layout, but I like this side better, and I'll put it under my geometric. Might be kind of fun to cut these triangles up though. that might be kind of fun. You know, I could see cutting along the line here and making banners. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe I should put this under cut aparts. Yeah, I think I should put that under cut aparts. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I almost want to write myself a note so I can remember that idea. Maybe I can get a post-it. Hold on. Because, you know, sometimes if I go back and look at this paper, I might not have that same idea. So I think I'm going to put a little note here. Cut apart and make into banners. That'd be super fun. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on there so I won't forget. All right. The next thing we have here is a paper from I can't say that, Clip Quits. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to come out right. It's a paper from Click Kits. Okay, so a while back, I don't know, it's probably 3 or 4 years ago, I did actually get some of these kits from this kit club. And this was one of the papers in there that I never used. I did use quite a bit of the paper that I got from those kits, but this one's kind of interesting. I'm not exactly sure what to use it for, and so it's still in my stash. But on one side are these eyes. Some of them are closed and some of them are open, and it's got some pink splotches on it. And then on the other side is this paper. It's pink, and then it almost looks like flowers, but it's like white polka dots and circles. And so I don't think I would use it for this side. But I like this side with the pink. But what would I put that under? Would I put it under pink? Or would I put it under circles, polka dots? I think I'm going to put this with pink. Because if I was looking for this paper, I don't know that I would look for this with polka dots. But it's a really, really pretty tone-on-tone pink. So I think I'm going to put that with pink. Okay, this next paper I've had for quite a long time, and I had several sheets of this paper and I've used it before. And it's this really pretty paper. It's from Heidi Grace Designs, and it's from 2008. So that's what, 12 years old? So it's really cute though. It's got all these little houses, and then the back is white. And it's kind of got, I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost like a foiling effect to it. And I'm thinking that I might put this under cut aparts, because I could either cut it into a strip and maybe cut around it and put it on a layout. That'd be really cute. So I think I'll put this under cut aparts, under border strips. Okay. And if I didn't want to do that for all of these little houses, I could cut out each individual house and use it on layouts. That'd be make really cute ephemera. Okay, up next is a paper from Pink Paisley's Dial Up. No, Switchboard Collection. I knew that didn't sound right. This is from the Switchboard Collection, and this paper is called Dial Up. And it's this really fun numbers on one side with a grid background. And on the back side is this really pretty navy with little blue flowers. I love that. That's really pretty. So I probably would use this side more. And I'm going to put this with color. I'm going to put it under my dark blues. Okay, up next is this paper. This is also from the Switchboard. And that's adorable. It's got all of these little phone dials with the hearts in the middle. But they're not really circles. I wonder if I could punch those out with a circle punch. Not really sure. It kind of almost doesn't look like a... It looks like a regular circle. But I could definitely try cutting these out with a punch. And I really don't like this back side. It's very busy looking to me, even though it's a green tone-on-tone paper. It makes my eyes, you know, do that. So I think I'm going to go with this side. I'm going to put it with my cut aparts, and I think I might try to punch these out. Even if I didn't punch the whole thing out, it'd be kind of cool just to punch out the part in the middle with the heart. That'd be really pretty. I bet you I could do that. That'd be really cute. These would make really cute flare buttons. So I got a button maker, and I've been making flare buttons, and so when I see papers that have something that's in a circle like that, it really does make a good flare button. Like I had these little puppy dogs in this Echo Park collection called I Love My Dog. It's a new collection from Echo Park. And this puppy dog was in a circle, so it was perfect to make a flare button. So I could definitely do that with these hearts. Okay, so that's going to go under cut aparts. The next paper we have here is probably also from Switchboard. Yes. It's a floral on one side. And then on the other side is this one with the hello and the hi. I just love the color of this paper. It's a really pretty red. And then the writing is kind of almost like a cream or vanilla color. That's really pretty. I like this side better, and I'm going to put it with my words. Okay, this next one is a paper that I bought specifically to make a layout for the orthodontist. And I have braces. I got my braces last year. I think it was the end of January, beginning of February, around that time frame. And I'm supposed to get my braces off. And I've been waiting to go back to the orthodontist to find out if I could get them off. I had to wait. I was supposed to go right before the whole coronavirus thing happened, and then I had to wait 2 months to get my appointment, and I just went last week. And so I'm hoping that they're going to tell me that they can take my braces off, so that'll be exciting. Anyway, I bought this piece of paper just for that. And so this is going to go in my scrap rack, or maybe I'll put it with my page kits. So I started a new thing where if I have something that I see in my craft room and I know for sure that I'm going to use it with a certain picture, I started putting those into like page kits and putting it in a different place in my craft room. And since I know I'm going to be scrapping a layout from the orthodontist, then maybe I should make it into a page kit. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn this into a page kit, and then when I get my picture with my braces taken off, I don't know if I should scrap a picture with my braces on or my braces after I get my braces off. Maybe both, so we'll see. But I think I'll make that into a page kit. That way I don't lose it and I'll know exactly where it is in my craft room. Because I was thinking I could put it in my scrap rack, but then I don't really have a place for that in my scrap rack. There's no like dental, medical kind of section in there. So okay. This next paper is from Crepe Paper Oasis, and it's a really pretty leaf pattern on one side, and the other side is this chevron with the pink and red. And I actually think I like this better, and I don't know, should I put it under floral? I'll put it under nature. Anything that I have that's tropical or has animals or like anything like that, like flamingos, I've been putting under a section called nature. And I think if I was looking for something with that look and feel of the tropics, that's where I would look. So I'm going to put it under that. Okay, this next paper is from Crepe Paper. And this is from, I'm not really sure, it's called the Random Collection Graphy. I've never heard of this. I'm not exactly sure where I got this piece of paper from. But it's like a old-timey film. It says exposure. So it's like a camera slide, like a film strip or something on one side. And then this pretty floral pattern on this side with the blues and the greens. And I think I probably would use this side. It's not really a floral. It's kind of more of just a pattern. It kind of almost looks like lace or doilies. And I had, the last time I did the video, I had a couple papers that look like doilies. And so I was talking about maybe doing a section for doilies or lace or something like that. And somebody put a comment on that video and said, hey, you should put that under textures. And I actually do have a category called textures where I put things like brick and fabric and papers that have like texture to them. And so I'm going to put those doily papers in the paper that it kind of looks like lace or fabrics with the textures. And I think I'll put this paper in the same place with the textures. Okay, this next paper is from Pink Fresh Studio, and it's from A Joyful Day. And I love this paper, and I used it recently with my Mini Kit Monday series. And I loved being able to cut out all these frames. And so I'm definitely going to use this paper and cut it apart again, because I think it does make really good bases for your embellishment clusters. And on the back is a paper that's like a light blue with white ferns. But I think I would use this paper more, so I'm going to use this as a cut apart. Okay, next up is another paper from Joyful Day, and it's this floral paper on a green background. And on the other side is this pattern that has pinks, and it's kind of like a really dark yellow color. And I really love this floral here, so I'm going to put this under florals. Okay, this next paper is my favorite paper from Joyful Day. I like it even better than this one that has the little frames. I love this paper with all these little squares. And I actually did create a layout. I cut apart all these little squares and I created a grid, and it was really cute. And I want to do that again. So I think I'm going to use this paper as a cut apart. And I want to create another layout with that. I just think that's so cute. I love all the different images, and I love the colors in this collection. And on the back of this one is this floral, and that's okay, but I love this one with the little squares. Okay, next up is another paper from the Joyful Day, and this one has this floral pattern on one side, and then this blue geometric. And I like this side better. I think this is a really pretty paper, and I think I'm going to put it with my blues. I don't have a lot of navy paper, and so that's why I'm trying to put some of this paper that's like a darker blue in my blues. Okay, this next paper is from Pink Fresh Studio, and this almost looks like a tree trunk. You know, when they slice a tree, you see all the rings, but it's hearts. I think that's cute. So it's that paper on one side, and then the other side are all these frames. And this is really, really pretty. I think I would probably use it for this side and use it to do cut aparts. So I'm going to put this with my cut aparts. Yeah, that's really cute. I could see cutting a lot of this out and using it on the layout. So yeah, definitely going to put this with my cut aparts. Okay, another paper from Joyful Day, and this one has these wreaths and then flowers in the middle. And on the back side of this one is this blue paper. And I like this, but it's very busy looking to me. And so I think I'm going to go with this side. I think this is a really pretty paper. I love the colors. And I'm going to put this under florals. Okay, here is another paper that has that green floral. I already had one of these, and on the back was this. And I'm still not feeling this paper on the back. But you know what would be really cool now that I'm looking at this is I could make buttons out of this with my button maker. I could punch these out like little circles. So maybe I'll put this with my cut apart. At least use part of it to make buttons. Maybe cut some of these out with a circle punch. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't think I need 2 sheets of this paper. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That'll be really cute. Okay, the next one we have here is another floral. I must have 2 sheets of this one as well. Oh yeah, this is the one that was the navy. I'm going to put this one with my navy paper as well. And just put both of those in there. Oh goody, I have another one of these. I love this paper. This is my favorite paper. So I'm definitely going to be using this as a cut apart. And I'll go ahead and put this one together as well. With that one there. Okay, here's another paper from Joyful Day, and it's this really cute branches. And then on the other side is this pattern. It's like a geometric with triangles. And that's really pretty. It's different. I like that. And then on this side is this one. I kind of almost think I would use this one more. And I really love the color. It's a very soft pink. So I think I'm going to put this with my geometrics for, you know, under the triangles. Okay, this is also from Joyful Day. And on this side is this really, I don't know, out there kind of floral. It's really different looking. And then on the other side of that one is this blue and white, or blue on tone on tone blue stripe. And I'm definitely going to use the blue stripe. And I did a layout already with one piece of this paper, but I like this stripe so much that I'm going to use it again. So I'm going to use that. I use it as a background on the layout, and it was really cute. Okay, so here we have another paper from Paintbrush Studio. This one is Let Your Heart Decide. I guess that's the name. Yeah, that must be the name of the collection. And on this side are all these really cute icons. And on the other side is this paper that you could use as a background. And I do have 2 sheets of this paper. So I think I'm going to be using, oh no, I have more than 2 sheets. Let's see. I have 3 sheets of this paper. So I'm probably going to use one as a background. I think that'd be really cool as a background. And then I'm going to use 2 of these as a cut apart. And these might make really cool buttons, maybe. It would depend on the image. You have to have the right shape image to make a button. And so sometimes it's not going to work if you don't, I don't know. I don't think any of these things would make good buttons, to be honest. But it's really cute. I could use a circle punch possibly and cut it out. So I might use it for that. I think I have a category called icons, and I think what I'm going to do is put this paper under icons. And under icons, I have objects like cameras and coffee cups and, you know, just different types of objects, bicycles, eyeglasses, just anything that's like, you know, different like that. So I'll put that under icons. Okay, this next one is from the Simple and Sweet collection. And I have some ephemera and some other stuff from this collection. And I love the colors, and the colors are very distinct. Like, I don't think I would use this paper with other things, and it might be hard to find embellishments that would go with this paper. So I think what I'm going to do is keep this as a collection. So this is a Simple and Sweet, and it's one of the, and so it's this really pretty paper. I don't know what you call this, almost like a collage. And it's really cute. And then on this side is like a grid background with these little different flowers and hearts and different things. It's also got lemons, this collection. So that's really cute. So I'm going to keep this together as a collection. So let me go ahead and grab a page protector, and we'll put these papers in here. So I'm going to put this one in as well. This is from Simple and Sweet. It's a floral on one side and this really pretty pink diamond pattern. And then this one has different things like bicycles and lemons, ice cream cones, really cute things, little jars. And then on the back is a grid. And I had 2 sheets of that paper. I have 2 sheets of this paper as well. And this was one that I had Ashley said I was going to put as a cut apart. And I think I have several of these. I guess I must have 3 of these. Well, I have a lot of this paper. You know where this paper came from? I got a grab bag last year from Paintbrush Studio. And whenever they have their grab bags, it's such an awesome deal. So that's where I got all this Paintbrush Studio paper. And I think I'm going to put all of this paper from the Simple and Sweet collection together. And I'm going to use this paper as the top paper. And just go ahead and slide it right into one of these page protectors, and that way I can keep it all together. Now I have a place where I keep my die cuts and ephemera, and so when I want to use this Simple and Sweet collection, then I can go over to the drawer where I have my ephemera and die cuts and find the other things that go with this paper. Because I think this paper is very different. I can't see using it individually. I think it might be hard to find embellishments to go with it. So I want to use up as much as I can with this paper as a collection. And then, you know, once I've used it up and I don't have much left, I'll incorporate it back into the categories that I have, or by color, or however I decide that I want to you know, if I have anything left over from this collection. Okay, so I think that's all I have for this video, and that was a lot of fun, so I hope y'all had fun too. And it's so relaxing to look through and sort paper. I just love playing with my paper in my craft room, and so it was a really good day to do this. And I'm super excited that I was able to find that paper so I can cut out the little suitcase to finish my layout. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give this video a like because it helps me to know which types of videos y'all like to see, and it also helps with YouTube knowing what types of videos to suggest to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe, and I would love to have you join my channel. Now I do have a short video clip of my two dogs, Bella and LilyBelle, that I will be adding at the end of this video if you want to stick around for that. But that's all I have. So y'all take care, have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. Hi Bella, what you doing? You gonna help Mama clean her craft room? I need some help. You gonna help me? No? Okay. Well, just remember that when the next time it is for me to help you do something. You don't want to help me. That's not nice. You could at least pick up some paper. There's little pieces of paper all over the floor. You like to do that. Yeah, you could do that. You want to help me clean the floor? Okay, would you like to help me organize? I need to sort my paper. No? Well, you're no help today. Oh, there you go. You're going to pick some paper up. You got paper on your face. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh, but that was funny. You use your face like a little Hoover vacuum cleaner and you suck up all the paper on the floor. I think you might need a haircut. I might have to make you an appointment to get a haircut. Yeah. Where's LilyBelle? Oh, somebody's here. The mailman is here, huh? Is the mailman here? Yeah. Yep. We didn't get anything. Nope. No fun packages today. We got something coming tomorrow from Creative Memories though. I'm excited. Yeah. Then you can bark at the UPS guy. LilyBelle, come here. Come here, B. What y'all doing? Are y'all being good girls? You gonna help me organize today in my craft room? I need some help. Y'all gonna help me? No? Well, maybe I might give you a treat if you help me. You gonna help me? You thinking about it? You will? Okay. So what you gonna help me do? Huh? What you gonna help me do? Can you help me clean the floor? Yeah. Okay. Should I get you your treat now? Or do you want to wait till after you clean the floor? You want it now? I bet you do. Okay, let me go get y'all a treat, okay? Y'all been good today. What kind of treat would you like? You want one of those? Okay. What about you, LilyBelle? Do you want a treat? Yep, she's going to get into the kitchen. Okay, say bye then. Can you say bye? Okay, she said bye. See y'all later. And hope you have an awesome week. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to tell them? Okay, so see y'all later. and have an awesome... You won't let me finish. Okay. So... Okay, so B, you want me to tell them goodbye and hope you have an awesome week? Is that what you said? Yeah, and give them a kiss? Okay, we'll do that. See you later, guys. Bye now. But they're not really